Lesson 2-3, working on equations. So in this lesson, we're going to be looking at different kinds of equations and to be able to identify if it's numerical or algebraic, as well as if it's closed or open. So some vocabulary words. First, an equation is just a statement that contains an equal sign, showing that two expressions are equal. So on each side of the equal sign, you will have an expression. And remember, expressions are just numbers and or variables with an operator, no equal sign. Now, there are a couple kinds of equations we'll look at today are numerical equations. Those are equations that contain only numbers and operators. And then we have algebraic equations, which are equations that contain one or more variables and at least one operation. So in a closed sentence, those are numerical statements that does not contain any variables. They're either true or false. And the reason why they're true or false is because since there's no variable or unknown, it's either both sides are going to be equal or they're not going to be equal. And then an open sentence is an algebraic statement that contains variables and are neither true nor false. And because there's a variable unknown, we can solve for that unknown, and that would work all the time. So let's take a look at an example. Here we want to identify each statement as numerical or algebraic. So 6 less than the absolute value of a number is equal to 12. Now, if I underline some words here, I have 6, the absolute value of a number is equal to 12. Because I don't know what this number is, that means there's going to be a variable. And anytime there's a variable, this will be algebraic. The next one more than twice the opposite of a number is equal to 6. Again, I have the opposite of a number. I don't know what that number is, so that's a variable. So this would have to be algebraic as well. And the third one here, Tony is 3 feet tall. She is half the height of her father. Now, we don't know the height of her father, so this would also have to be algebraic because we have an unknown. A couple other ones. 4 times -5 is equal to -20. Since I just have numbers here, this would have to be numeric or numerical. And the last one here, a number divided by 7 is 21. Because of this word here, number, I don't know what that is. That's an unknown. We always put variables in for unknowns, so this would be algebraic. Our next set of problems is we want to identify if these equations are open or closed. Now, open means they are going to be they're going to have variables in it, and they're neither true or false. Closed means they're all numerical, and they could either be true or false. So n plus 8 equals 9. Because I have a variable in here, I can solve for n to make it true, so this one would be open. Next one, 20 divided by 4 plus 5 equals 10. There's no variable, so I know that this one has to be closed. And it's closed because it's just numerical. And then I can determine if it's true or false, but right now we just need to know if it's open or closed. Next one, x squared equals 14. Since I have an unknown here, this would be open. And our last one, determine if the given value for the variable is a solution to the equation, then write true or false. Show your work to prove your answer. So all we're going to do is plug these numbers into the equation for x. So we have -3 times -6, and that's supposed to equal +18. Well, negative 3 times negative 6 is 18. 18 does equal 18. So this is true. And our solution would be negative 6. Next, 53 minus 26 equals y, when y is 25. Let's test that out. So if I did 53 minus 26 to see if that's equal to 25. If I borrow here, 13 minus 6 is 7, and 4 minus 2 is 2. 27 does not equal 25, so this is false. And since they're not giving us any other, there is no solution or given solution here. Next, putting negative 24 in for z. So I'm going to have negative 36 divided by a negative 24. And this is supposed to equal a negative 18. Well, on the left-hand side, I know I can divide a 12 out in the top and bottom. So if I divide 12 out, that's going to give me a 3, or a negative 3. And the bottom, if I divide by 12 here, I would get negative 2. And negative 3 divided by negative 2 is 3/2. And 3/2 does not equal a negative 18. So this would be false. So that's our lesson today on determining if equations are numerical or algebraic, as well as open and closed.